Hello and welcome to episode 124 of VocTerGaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and we are here with, of course, SCForum Tuesday. So let me introduce to you our players. First up is our villain for today. He is the Red Protoss and his name is Zendrius. Opposing him today will be our SCForum hero. He's the Blue Terran. His name is Finnz! So, there are going to be quite a few new people to this channel. Let me explain again what SCForum Tuesdays is about. While the Wednesday to Friday videos are generally pro replays, taken from places like sc2rep.com and so on and so forth, blah blah blah, SCForum Tuesdays are in fact where you, the people who inhabit the forum, www.scforum.eu, can send me replays and I will commentate over them. That's right, you get to be on this channel. All you have to do is sign up to that forum and send me some replays. Of course, there are other benefits to signing up to the forum, like having a community to hang around with and a mumble server in which we all go on and rip into Adam. Which is the most important thing about a community, is having someone who is worse than the rest of you. So, before I continue talking about this game, or rather before I start talking about this game, I was at the Manchester Starcraft on Sunday. Oh, it was sick! Watching the MLG finals. I'm not going to give out any spoilers in case there are people watching the VODs, but suffice to say, it was incredible. So much fun. I want to say a big thanks to everyone at that Starcraft. First of all, for coming down. Second of all, for just being so hospitable. Seriously, it's the nicest group of people I have met in a long time. Had so much fun, drank too much beer, stayed out all night with a shout out to Matt Wild, also from Blackpool, who is just fantastic. Anders, the Norwegian Starcraft player, currently residing in Manchester, and of course Welshie, whose real name was Jack but spelt badly. So we see Finnz here, getting a bit of vision going. He's scouting everything, he knows exactly what's coming up. He knows there's one gas, he knows cyber calls going down, all the normal openings for Protoss. Meanwhile, Finnz is going a 1-Rax expand, which I really like. This is how I do. Against Protoss, I 1-Rax, I expand. It works so well. So long as you scout for a 4-gate. If you see the 4-gate coming, you need to spam a ton of bunkers and just try to survive. Interesting to see how many Marines he makes. Generally, what I do in this position, I would make 4 Marines, but he's going up to 5. I make 4 Marines and then drop 3 more barracks and go heavy bio. So it's interesting to me to watch and see what Finnz does. Another player who's around my level. And as we see, in fact, dropping 2 more barracks, but going up to 5 Marines. And as we see, Zendrius is expanding. So this is probably not a 4-gate on account of there being an entire other Nexus here. This is nice pylon positioning from Zendrius, by the way, about halfway down the map. Just cuts those rush distances right down. And it's in a place where Finnz is not likely to walk past it. Finnz is now adding 2 gas here. So we should be seeing tech, I assume tech labs going down on at least one of these, if not all 3. Get some more orders out, get some upgrades going. Let's find out. As we can see, the incredible macro there. Okay, 1 tech lab, 1 reactor, and it's going to continue to produce Marines out of this barracks. That's fine. So, with this in mind, I expect to see him get stim first. That's what you tend to see against Protoss, because Stalkers are so effective at kiting Marines without stim. So generally, stim comes out first before combat shield. Even though generally I think it's better to get combat shield earlier than stim in the other matchups. But we shall see. Although that said, stim first is also very good against failing openings. So no, oh, interestingly, going for combat shield first. Okay. Will he make another Marine out of here, or will he now drop a tech lab or reactor on there? Nope. Just going to continue making Marines out of there. Okay, that's perfectly fine. If you go back to Zendrius' place, you'll see now the 4 gates up and the robo facility. So heading towards Colossus, which is pretty standard. For a Protoss versus a Terran, Colossus are generally the way you want to go. Of course then High Templar's so good, Archon's so good. Pretty much everything in Protoss is really, really good against Terran. Just everything. I'm not in an overpowered way, just there's so many tech routes you can go down that are all really, really viable. It's what I really like about watching TVP at the moment. Whereas with Terran, really you can only go bio, generally MMM into Ghosts and Vikings, depending on the composition. Vikings for Colossus, Ghosts for Templar. But generally that's really the only completely viable composition. No, it's adding 2 more bunkers now. Not entirely sure why, because this is definitely not any kind of pressure going on, but better to be safe than sorry, I guess, and he will get most of the money back, if not all of it. Nice Force of Marines here now. Sadly, he is going to be playing defensively for now, which is why the combat shield as well. Stim should be up very shortly. We'll add a tech lab to this factory, I imagine, and start producing siege tanks. Or in fact could add a reactor. Yep, going to go straight into Starport, reactor Starport. Now these bunkers are going to hold these Stalkers away forever. This force is going to do absolutely nothing. There are not enough sentries there to let him take down the bunkers one by one. That's just not going to happen. Tons of Marines here. Now the question is, what has Zendrius seen so far? Zendrius hasn't even seen the 3rd bunker. He knows it's a heavy bioforce load. He knows combat shield is out, so time to go home. Interesting though, Zendrius, it looks like he's going to warp in more zealots and have a go at this. Now he does have a few more soldiers up here, but I am not too sure about this. Finnz should be able to hold this off very, very easily. 1 bunker full, but there are 2 more. Pulling a ton of SCVs that he really didn't need to pull. Now this is where Stim having finished would have been handy, because again, like I said, the Stalkers can kite you all day without Stim. There's an observer here now as well. He knows exactly what's here. Finnz could do with expanding. As you can see, his bases are very, very saturated at the moment. The main is actually slightly less saturated than the natural. Does he have both rallied to there? That would make sense. Yeah, he has both orbitals rallied here. So now that is actually oversaturated. He could do with expanding, and I called it because I'm awesome. You can tell that me and Finnz are around the same level because of this kind of thing. Okay, let's catch up with what's actually happening. Zendrius is expanding. He's adding double forge and a robotics bay. Double forge is up here. The robotics bay means Colossus. Meanwhile, Finnz is upgrading. He's got infantry weapons level 1 already. Infantry armor level 1 is about to finish, and he started on infantry weapons level 2. So actually getting ahead of the Protoss in terms of upgrades. That's really, really nice. Protoss generally are the ones to get ahead. Their upgrades are so cheap and it's so easy to double forge. And we have concussive shells coming, so these marauders are going to help. Eventually, Finnz, meanwhile, is going to make this push. Of course, the observer does know it's coming. And now Zendrius is trying to break through and flank them, also to be able to defend his 3rd better. Nice force fields there, do cut that army off. And a lot of the bio is going no lifts, interestingly enough. 2 many Stalkers there for that to do. Oh, but now this is nice, taking down 1 immortal. So many Stalkers dying now. Finnz's army is doing a ton of damage here. Zendrius' supply is dwindling. Finnz there continues it to the death, does take out that immortal. Fantastic work. And now the last Marine will die. The third of action die. 1 Marine escapes. The observer watches it leave impotently. And Finnz is in a very nice position now. Now what I'd like to see from Finnz is a move towards late game composition here. I'd like to see him maybe start to get some Vikings out. Maybe start to build a Ghost Academy very shortly. Of course, extended thermal lances on the way. We have our first Colossus over halfway done. We have ground armor and ground weapons level 1 on the way for Zendrius. Meanwhile, Finnz is adding 2 more barracks here and a 3rd in the main. He's just going up to super amounts of barracks. This is now landed and is walking to an orbital. He's getting 2 more refineries. So Finnz right now is doing everything right. For his level, this is exactly what you want to see. Increased production, and look at that. There is the Ghost Academy. I tell you, I am fantastic today. I am completely on form. Just calling it left, right and centre, and that has nothing to do with the fact that I know Finnz and I've played with him before. Interestingly, getting ship weapons level 1, so he knows there is a high possibility of Colossus being out, especially after Zendrius saw his bio army. So getting those ship weapons level 1 out, starting to make Vikings, that's really, really nice. Does Finnz actually know about it though? Let's go find out. I don't think he's out with it, no. Obviously he's seen the Immortals, he's seen the heavy Immortal production, so he's got to feel that Colossus is on the way, and of course they are. Twilight Council going up now. Could go to Templars, could be for Blink. I'd like to see him get Blink at the moment once that finishes, so we can Blink underneath the Vikings. I say I'd like to see him get that. Obviously I wouldn't, because I want Finnz to win, because Finnz is our SCForum hero, and it's important that our SCForum heroes win as much as possible, because then they're more likely to send me replays. Now Finnz is loading up a medevac and accidentally sending submarines with it. This medevac is going to drop, I assume, to the back of the main rather than the natural, but you never know. If it drops to the back of the natural, they will all die because there are tons of stuff there. And in fact, it looks like he's going to drop into it, so interesting. Well, yep, he is going to try for the natural. Maybe not the best of ideas. Yep, now needs to leave. Would have been far better dropping that at the back of the main and forcing the Protoss to move it into the back of his base and away from that ramp. And now Finnz is dropping here, going to kill these Stalkers and get rid of this forward pylon. The Observer is still out on the map. It is still seeing a ton of stuff. It does know about the Ghost Academy, interestingly enough, so he knows that Ghosts will be on their way shortly. Meanwhile, Finnz is just massing a bio army in the middle of the map. Zendrius has a ton of unspent resources. For the newer folks among us who are trying to learn how to play, you do not want that many minerals unless you're a 200 supply. And now to the huge engagement, the Colossi killing so many bio. Those Vikings are not being controlled correctly, so they're not all firing. They are now, and those Colossi are dying. All the Colossi go down. Finnz does not have a great deal of his bio left there, but it is going to be enough to chase down that last Colossus. And now Zendrius is in trouble because Finnz is upgraded very nicely. There's not a great deal here to defend. Finnz, meanwhile, is going for the third, completely undefended here. Interestingly, going for the ship armor level 1 now rather than ship weapons level 2. But the last Colossus falls, and there's only 3 Stalkers and a few Zealots. Finnz is focusing on the Nexus, but now he controls the units properly. He starts stepping away from those Zealots, taking them down. But Finnz once again retreats. Finnz, though, at 154 food to 98. If we just take a quick peek at the army composition, we'll see that's 75 SCVs to 63 probes, 16 Marauders, 8 Vikings, 23 Marines. Now there's a decent composition at this stage of the game for Finnz, and it looks like Finnz is going to take it, chasing the Colossus with these Vikings. That goes down. Once again, there's no Colossi to defend, and these Marauders are just going to absolutely decimate. He needs to control these Vikings better though. He's not going to lose them now, doing so well against the Colossus. The third of Zendrius does go down. Zendrius is trying to get to ground armor level 3 up, and ground weapons level 3 too. But he's losing probes, he's lost his third. Finnz is at nearly double the supply count. He has picked up those Vikings though, that's really nicely done. But right now Finnz is producing like a Zerg. He has so many production facilities. He is just absolutely spamming out that bioforce, and he can continue to put up this pressure. He can continue to trade with Zendrius and come out ahead. Here is a huge battle now. The bio once again taking down these Zealots, but a nice Sonic Storm there. High Templars dropping the storms, but they do get picked off. And Finnz still has a ton of units left. Interestingly, no medevac out to heal them, but that doesn't matter. He's still going to come up and take them down. Stims once more, he will lose this bio force, I would imagine, but that's a nice start stepping there. In fact, it looks like it's going to be enough to take down this Zealot and Stalker force. And I've got to say, Zendrius is going to have to leave soon. This is fantastic pressure from Finnz. If he just keeps his production up, keeps rallying units here, like he's doing, 3 more High Templar come in, but they'll soon have enough to storm. More and more Zealots just trying to hold them off until those Templar can storm, but the Templar gets sniped. Zendrius left the game, not even a GG, and Finnz is our SCForum hero for today. Congratulations, Finnz, of course. SCForum Tuesdays comes back next week with another game from Finnz, and then once again I am all out of games. In fact, I think I might have some Arcane Winds games at somewhere that I need to look up. If not, I'll bug in for some replays. Of course, you too can send me your replays. You can send them to VocTerGaming at gmail.com. That'll be sick, and you can get featured here. Any more announcements? Do I have announcements to make? Yes, I do. Tomorrow I will be back with Game 2 of Grubby vs Whiterah, which is so much fun. I am loving the PvP between those two. And of course, 8th of April, I will be back at the Kyoto Lounge in Manchester for the IPL 4 Barcraft. Seriously, you guys need to get there. It is sick. We watch a ton of games, we drink a ton of booze, eat burgers and nachos, and we play some Starcraft for free as well. It's absolutely fantastic. We do tons of stuff. Just come down, honestly, guys. It is so much fun. You just need to be there. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.